What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the 5 Dish Changer podcast. My name is Ashley Autumn, and we are officially on episode 3. This is our throwback episode, Throwback Thursday. And I got some really cool guests for y'all this week. I have the Honorable John Joe and Professor Larry Jenkins. No, I gotta say Jenkins because I feel like that's how we say it in the South.
Man, I've been getting it my whole life.
You just happen to have like 2 country names. The black is the black man names, Larry Jenkins. So
Larry Jenkins.
But the middle name Darnell, so it don't even. I mean, it's no let up. It's no let up.
Exactly. So again, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show and taking time out. I know y'all are busy. Y'all have other things that y'all could be doing, but y'all are here with me. We're going to talk music. We're going to talk life, and we'll see where it goes. I have a lot of questions to ask, but, hey, we might not get through all of them. I have not gotten through all of my questions on any episode yet, but I believe just because the conversation gets that good and then people get passionate about their picks, and it's just that. So we're gonna have a fun episode.
We're gonna have some fun on the episode.
No doubt.
For sure. Before we get into these picks, if y'all can just introduce yourselves and what it is you do and whatever else you want people to know. So if you selling something, tell them what you're selling, where they can buy it, all of that. So let's start with you, John, because I see you up here at the top.
Man, my name is John Joe. I'm your friendly neighborhood photographer. How's everybody doing out there? Man, I am a very ambitious photographer in the city. I think I'm one of the most friendly, one of the most compassionate out here. My goal is really to just let everybody have a light to shine. When it comes to being seen and being heard, a lot of times it takes a visual. And I'm not afraid to go in those places and to be with the people and to be, I don't discriminate. I'm not going to hold one person over the next person. I just get down like that, man. Everybody that knows me knows that I really, really am compassionate about the community because it's got to start right here and then we got to do it together. We really don't have a choice in that matter. With that being said, man, I'm one of the founders of the Nashville Art Gala. Shout out to my people. A Sound Investment, a Sound Collective. Thank y'all so much. It's the nonprofit that I work with at the Art Gala, and we're trying to bring it to Nashville, kind of like the Met Gala, man. We're just trying to have some big, fancy, exclusive that we can have. We host it in the Parthenon every year, and it's really an event that we can try to help underprivileged kids have different things, whether it be art supplies, different things for school. Different things that they need for, whatever athletic thing that they're trying to get into, trying to do mentor programs, agricultural programs. We're really just trying to be a voice out here, or at least a safe place for people that, when I was coming up, man, I won't say we didn't have a lot of options, but in Nashville, like it felt like it was kind of limited to certain things. And so I really want to be able to tell the people coming up that you can be whatever you want to be. And if you need help trying to get that and make that happen, one of the best things that happened to me was, everybody always asks you what you want to do and what you want to be in life. And nobody really asks you, after they ask you that question, what you need to achieve these goals and to be successful in the things you want to do. So that's really all that we're trying to bring to that, man. And that's about it, man. Other than that, you need a shooter out here, let me know. I got you.
For sure. So I remember when I met both of y'all, but I only actually met John Joe once, and it was like a 3-minute bump into each other. We were actually music video. I was working with an artist, August Rain. We were shooting a music video, and I think we were or whatever, and you got out the car and you saw us out there working, and you were like, "What y'all doing?" And I was like, and you were like, "Oh, okay, let's follow each other on Instagram."
Yeah.
And we started on Instagram. So that is how I met. And he literally, the things that he said, I could pick that up in that brief interaction, because you were definitely interested in what we were doing, how we were doing it, and things like that. And you just seemed very genuinely interested in what we were doing. You didn't come and try to. Some people get weird, and it's like, how can I hurt myself in this or try to come up? You just definitely came and was like, "Yo, this what y'all got going on? This look cool."
What's got going on, man?
And then you were like, "Okay," and you went on and did. I don't even know if you went to the party, to be honest, but you went on by your, and that was the time that I met John Joe. So we're gonna shift over here to the professor, the people's professor, Larry Jenkins. Go ahead, introduce yourself and what you got going on and what you want people to know or to support.
Man, so yes, thank you. My name is Larry Jenkins. I go by Prof Jenkins a lot of times professionally, but man, Larry J is who I am to the core. I'm a musician, trumpet player. I'm an educator. Been teaching for like 15, 16 years. 11 of those was at Tennessee State University at my alma mater, where we did some amazing things. And I mean, it's just, even outside of, the things you do, it's just to be able to impact the students and to impact the community. That's how I met John too. So, it's for me. Oh, also I can't miss this. And in Brassville as well. Shout out to Brassville, all the homies. We dropped the album last month. Go get that. It's called Welcome to Brassville. Yeah, I definitely want y'all to give that a listen. Yeah, that's a shameless plug. But no, again, music and education is where I really just lay my roots and really try to do the most work, because those are my passions. And we're gonna keep it going from there.
For sure. Now, I don't necessarily remember the first time I officially met you. I do know we both just worked out of the distro, and I think it was like casually you passed each other. And one day I saw you like scoring music, and I'm like a little kid. So when I see people doing like creative things in their element, then I get interested and I want to ask more questions. And then I started asking you questions like, "What you doing?" He was like, "Oh, I'm scoring music." And then you told me you were a professor over at and everything, and we just kind of talked about that, and we built a little rapport.
Absolutely.
So I do remember. I felt like that was the first time we actually had a in-depth conversation.
We sure did.
You were there scoring, but we saw each other. We would pass each other, say what's up. We kind of get on our laptops and work and stuff like that. And then I was like, I don't see people just with sheet music, let alone scoring.
It's a passion.
And composing.
Yes.
I was like, let me, because that's not something I'm initially in 2025.
No, facts. It's a special space too, like for real.
Yeah, that's a living legend right there, man. Larry Jenkins, a living legend.
Man,
listen, I was doing a product. I was doing a product shoot when I first met him, man. So I didn't know who the person that was going to be modeling the hat. You know what I'm saying? And when I walked in, we went into TSU, and I was like, man, that's Larry Jenkins.
That day was a vibe too, man. Like that was the first time meeting you, and your energy is incredible. So I mean, just with everybody up here, it's like a little family reunion.
Is it? Exactly. So before we get into these picks, I have questions for both of y'all, as y'all talked about like what y'all were doing. So for John, my question is, what did you guys say, hey, I'm gonna start this art gala? How did that come about? Just that process of thinking like, okay, I take pictures, I'm a photographer, from that to I'm gonna start a art gala.
Man, that's a good question, man. And it really started we were always out trying to find different things, different murals, different pieces of artwork in the city. You know, when you look at Nashville, the outer perspective of it is a lot of country and a lot of stuff that's happening on Broadway, and you really never get to see the city like we get to see. And so my main thing was really just to put that on a platform where people could actually go and see what else is happening in Nashville besides what you usually see. And so just getting into that, like I'm going taking pictures of buildings with all this stuff, and I admire like so many different artists in the city. It just really started coming together as the more community things I started attending, there were more artists there. And I was like, yo, I love you, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and as that grew and progressed, um, the first thing I actually shot was the Parthenon. And so me and my partner History, we were like, man, one day we want to have an event inside the Parthenon because honestly, man, a lot of people have never even been inside the Parthenon. And you know, it's been here for, I don't know, 50, 60 years. I'm not sure how long it's been here, but I know that everybody that we was talking about it to was like, I didn't know you could go inside. And I was like, what? So that was really the main thing was like, let's try to get something together where we can get artists together. We can bring community together. It can also be a teachable moment. And also like, it was like, now that we're starting to see these things, and the opportunities that was given to me, I was like, we really need to give some of these opportunities to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's really go in the community and see, you know, we went to John Early Middle School. Shout out to Miss E. Bless her heart, man. Such a beautiful spirit. They introduced us to a lot of kids and stuff. And the more that we got into it and doing community things, we were just like, man, Nashville doesn't have like a big gala, so to speak, and a lot of them, the funding and all that stuff doesn't really go back into the community. Like it might go to the museum or it might go to this committee or something like that. But we really just wanted to make something where you know you could get dressed up, have a lovely night out, drink some champagne, you know, coming around on trays and stuff like that, and also be beneficial for the community. I mean, the Met Gala, when they have it, it's really just a benefit for the Met Gala, for the, you know, and I don't know how much of that goes back into the community, but I just feel like Nashville really needed that. So it was kind of my idea. And the more I talked about it, like the circle I love my circle to death, man. A Sound Collective. It's a real team of people that we all grew up together in this city that were like, we should do this. And after that, man, it was just a matter of getting every I dotted, every T crossed, man. Again, the team is just so dedicated and committed to making sure, like, you know, everything was put together, and you know, it's incredible to watch, and it's incredible to be a part of something like that, man. And I just knew that the city needed that.
Yeah. I think it's a super dope idea. Like
Man.
I've never been in the Parthenon. Like I ain't never, I might be one of the people that didn't know you could go inside either now that I think about it.
Me either.
Yeah. See? So that was the thing, man, to be inside a historical place. This year, we're taking a step back so we can really put out the one that we're going to do in 2026 with more things involved, so we can get more of the kids involved. Right now, we're really working in the streets and in the communities. You know what I'm saying? With the kids and trying to put the money towards that because it costs a lot to do a function inside the museum. So we're really just trying to invest all of that right now into the community. We got an outreach program where we're trying to do some letters for kids in Ghana. We're doing different things where we're trying to get backpacks and stuff together for kids, you know, for school and their supplies and food and stuff like that. Because I mean, the worst thing you could be as a kid that didn't ask to be here is hungry at school. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it happen. So, you know, whatever we can do out here, man, whether it's the littlest thing to whatever, man, we're gonna try to make it happen.
Yeah, I love it. I love all of that. And now that I know you can go inside the Parthenon, I'm gonna try to support you guys as you go inside the
We in there.
Go visit, please, man. Go visit, man. Please tell them you with us. And and talk to them in there, man. They'll give you a nice guided tour and show you around, man. Ask for Alex down there, man. He'll definitely give you the grand tour, man. You gotta see it. You gotta just sit in there, and just be amazed. There's a 45-foot gold statue of Athena. It's a replica of the original Parthenon, and it's crazy that we have that just sitting up the street. And
What's even crazier is I've been to the real Parthenon and I've never been to the one in Nashville.
Wow.
But that is
now that's
insane.
That's dope though. That I want to go to the real Parthenon in Greece for sure.
Yeah, so but that was an experience, but I ain't gonna go into all of my experiences and stuff. It's not about me. But I'm gonna move over to Larry. How did you end up? I'm assuming you've played music for a very long time, but how did you go from I love music, I'm in band, to I'm gonna lead the band and not just lead the band, and I'm gonna be on TV leading the band, I'm gonna be winning Grammys leading the band? Like, tell me a little bit more about that process and how that all came to be.
Yeah. So, from the very beginning, music was the passion, and I kind of followed the path to be a band director and to be a college band director, which was my goal. You know what I mean? But in the midst of doing that, I also wanted to kind of switch the script on what that looked like too, and take some of the limits. And these aren't limits that necessarily I say a person or people put on, but just what you see a position as, or what you see this path as. And it's like, man, I still love to play. Man, I still love to collaborate. I want to record. I want to write for on screen, like whatever the case may be. And it's like I had that mindset that you could do all the things. And there's a pivotal point in my life where it hit hard and it really, really got the path going. A lot of people don't know, but I was working on a doctorate at the University of Alabama, and I would travel down the road from Nashville and drive to class. I mean, it's like wake up in the morning, drive to class, do your classes, come back, go to band practice, teach your classes the next day. Then the next day, I'm going back down, and granted, I was doing fine in school. I did that for like a year, but I kind of got a little bit miserable. And this is not on Alabama or anything. This is just me and my path. I'm like, man, I'm doing music education again for a degree, and I feel like my creative side is being suppressed. Not by anybody. For me, it's just you get so academic, and it's like, all right, man. But what about creating? And so when I stopped going to the University of Alabama, it's just like things started to line up in a different type of way. My boy Spence, shout out to Spencer Glover. We grew up together in Virginia too, and he came to TSU. So I mean, we clicked tight for a long time. But Spence hit me and asked, "Yo, can you do the score for my short film?" It's called Message Red. You can still watch Message Red now. It's a beautiful, beautiful film. Shameless plug on that part too. It's a beautiful, beautiful film. I'm giving like 30 seconds on that too, because y'all have to hear about this film. It takes place in Firth, which is the middle point between finality and Earth. So when people die in the film, they wake up in this white room with a concierge who's one of the main characters, who will take the item that you wake up with from Earth. So when you die, you wake up with this item. It's some item that you love, something that you really cherish. You have to give it up in order to go on to finality, to kind of relinquish your ties. It's deep, right? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the kicker in the film, and where the story lies, is one guy who dies, the other main character, his phone is his item, and his pictures of his daughter and everything is on his phone. That's why it's his item. It's something he really cherishes. So how do you give that up? You know what I mean? And then between that and the main character, why is he still there? Why he's helping you out, but he didn't give anything up. I'm telling you, Message Red, it's a fire, phenomenal short film. He's about to talk about that in New York on the 29th of September. So it's still rolling. Even a few years later, it's still making some waves. So check that one out. But anyways, that film was the thing that really kicked me into my creative side again. Once I felt like I'm like, man, this is so academic. And from there, it was just trying to push the limits. You know what I mean? That we started Brassville around that time. Started to create and build community. We built so much community during those days. I mean, it was incredible. Seeing artists that were in the room together that we had on the same show that might have never met, been in the city, knew who each other were, but never spoke. And now, we're all on the same show together. So, community building was a big part of that. And, that just took it through from TSU to Brassville to whatever, film. It didn't matter. It's just like a bunch of creating and community building that really led to that. Same thing, even with the Grammy run, which was a wild time. I mean, it's just like having the wild idea to say, hey man, let's make the band an artist. And it was just the first time that we know of anybody did it in that type of way. And had Double A, one of my good friends, and everybody that worked on that project, and it just turned into something really, really beautiful. And 4x4, I gotta mention that one too. That's the one with Travis Scott. Tay Keith sampled the band sampled one of my arrangements, but now when you hear that, you know that the band is being supported. You know what I mean? It's something that type of stuff you just proud of. But the creativity and me jumping back into my creativity was what sparked a lot of that for me.
Okay. Now, you did your shameless plug on the movie, but you didn't tell us where we can find it. Where can people stream this movie, see it, and all of that?
Good look, sis. So you have to go to, I think it's on Spencer's website now. I know it's on Vimeo, but I think it's spencerglover.net, and I'll confirm that. But it's on his website. It lives there and lives on Vimeo. And it was just on the film festival circuit. So I don't even think it's on YouTube, but I will make sure to confirm that. But I'm pretty sure it's spencerglover.net. That film is phenomenal. If you search Message Red, Spencer Glover, it'll come up too. Okay. But you got to see it. You got to see it. And I'm proud of the music too. I think you'll like it.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out, but I also wanted to make sure as people listen over time that they can find it and know where to search and look for it.
Yes.
And everything. So again, I think that what y'all do is just amazing. I am a fan of talent. In my own world of creativity, like I'm a builder, so production, all of those things. Growing up, I wanted to be an A&R. One day I was like looking at magazines and I kept seeing pictures of Clive Davis with all of the celebrities. And I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. I get to be with all the cool kids. Now, granted, now that I'm older, some of the cool kids may not be what I thought they were when I was a kid. But at the time, that put like a spark into me to be like, what does he do? Because if he knows Brandy and Monica and Whitney Houston and Alicia Keys and all of these people, he's got to be somebody. And I used to read the liner notes and everything like that. And when I learned what an A&R does and all of that executive production, I was like, I want to get into that. Like, I think I could do that. I was in band in middle school, but I ended up moving schools quite a bit. So going into high school, I couldn't necessarily stick with it. So I'm not that great, but I do know some of I know the basics. I know my FACE.
Hey,
I know a little bit. But as a person that feels like, oh, I can spot talent, when I see talented people, it's just like, oh, that's incredibly dope. So to see y'all like from afar, I know it's not like we sit and talk to each other every day, but just to see people in their element, doing their thing and being successful in it. And not just people, Black people. Yes. And Black men at that, because again, especially in the arts, Black men do not have the best reputation. So to know that there are Black men out there giving back to the community, that have these incredible talents and things like that, I am honored to have you guys on here. I'm honored to have all the guests on here. I don't know if I necessarily say that on every episode, so I want to make that clear. I'm always honored to have these people on, all of you guys on, just because I value what it is that you do and what you bring to the table. And that's why I asked you guys to be a part.
100%, man.
We're honored to be here for sure.
Thank you.
Before we get into what y'all came here for, there's one more thing I want y'all to do. Especially Larry, I do not know any female band directors at HB. Well, I don't know any at all. So if you could shout out a female band director that you know, so we can get those names out there and get them circulating. And for John, I know photography is a little different. I do know women who are in photography, but if you could just name a woman that you feel like, yo, she got a killer eye, I want to shout you out and show them some love. If y'all can.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Say when.
We'll start with Larry since I said his name first.
All right. I'm about to start with my sister. I'm talking about one of my good friends. We go way back. We play in Brassfield together. I'm talking about Ashley Flute Bay Crawford. She is the new assistant band director at Tennessee State University and the first woman assistant band director at Tennessee State University. And I will take it even back when we go to the early days of TSU too, with Marie Brooks Strange and those early days. There was a woman running, or she was running the instrumental department then too. So I mean, it runs deep. We don't see that many, which shouldn't be the case. That's not a thing that I think anybody should be proud of, because there's so many amazing women musicians. But just getting back to Ashley, and she is phenomenal. She's a trailblazer, a beast on that flute. But she's so respected in this space, and I'm so happy that she's the person that I can shout out as a woman, a Black woman, sister in the space that's killing it on all plateaus. Just she got it.
All right. Shout out to Ashley Flute Bay Crawford.
And
congratulations to her on, this new promotion that she just got. John, who you got? Who you got for us?
Oh man, this person, Angelina Castillo, she shoots for the Nashville scene, man. And when I really started getting into photography, there's a few people in the city I really follow, man. But every time I would look at the Nashville scene, because I would be like, man, I want to get my picture in the Nashville scene. You know what I'm saying? Or, man, I want to be involved in the Nashville scene somehow. It will always be the covers that she had, or online when they post a picture, it was always her. So I started following her. And man, I got the honor to meet her. We were in the Frisk Art Museum at an exhibit at the Frisk together. And that was the first time I actually met her in person, you know what I'm saying? And so that was about 3 years ago. And every time I see her, man, I'm always like, the GOAT. she's like, cut it out, man. I'm like, but yeah, she was one of the inspirations, man. It really had me trying to cover the community and stuff like that, just because there's, there's a different side that, again, it's always seen. But I want to show our side and what it looks like over here.
Okay. Give me her name one more time, because I know it was Castillo, but
Angelina.
Okay, I thought it was Angelina, but I was like, I feel like I was gonna mess it up. So shout out to her and all that she does, and thank y'all for doing that. Because I really tried to make this a very diverse podcast, but right now the first 3 episodes do not reflect that. But next week the ladies are entering the building, and and we gonna have more conversation, and we gonna see more balance. But I had to pull from people that I knew and that I felt like, okay, this is what I have access to. So that's why I have people do that. and to show that we do support each other, because it's
Absolutely.
a lot of beef out there, gender war. I don't really believe in gender wars, but it's out there, and I want to showcase that we do support each other, that there are
Yes.
men who love Black women, who support women, and all of that, and vice versa. So I appreciate
Absolutely.
y'all for doing that. But let's get into what y'all came to do. We're going to talk about these picks, and then we're going to get into some cultural conversation and all of that. So pick number 1, I'm going to start with John this time. But it's not just your pick number 1. I have a little bit more on that. So
All right.
what is your first pick, and what season of life does this track take you back to, or album? So if it's an album, the album. If it's a track, the track.
When we say season of life, like what, like, because this first track means a lot. So, it really brought me into this whole hip hop thing. I was a kid when I heard this, man. You know what I'm saying? And the season that I was in was like, when you're a kid, you're a sponge, and so you're soaking up everything. And I remember going to North Carolina, which is where I'm originally from. That's where I was born at. But I've been living here since I was 4 years old, maybe 3. I can't remember. But anyhow, a lot of my family lives in North Carolina. And we have a lot of family in South Carolina, New York. But so they would get all the music and the culture and all of that stuff like way before I felt like that I would get it here in Nashville as a kid. So when hip hop first came out, it was like Sugar Hill Gang and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember being at my grandmama's house where my cousin stayed, and he had 2 turntables set up on his desk. And the track that I remember him playing was Run-D.M.C, Peter Piper.
Mm.
And that's the track I'm going with. Peter Piper by Run-D.M.C, man. I remember, like, I was dead asleep because we got in that night. So I woke up to him playing Peter Piper on the turntables now. I heard it in the car before or something like that, on the streets, but I never really heard it like it was supposed to be heard on these speakers with the turntables going. And I remember being a little kid waking up, and I was looking at him, you know what I'm saying, with that like kind of squint, like, what's going on? And I remember being about yay high to the turntable so I could see the records. I couldn't believe this sound and this music was coming out of the speakers, man. I remember my cousin DT, man. He had the headphones on, and he was looking down at me, bobbing his head. You know what I'm saying? He kept looking at me, you know what I'm saying, to make sure I understood what was happening. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is different. This ain't the Gap Band and Rick James and all them, which I love. I love. Don't get me wrong. But when I really first started hearing Run-D.M.C and Sucker MCs and Peter Piper, man, that really changed everything.
That's what's up. That made me think, when you were talking about your cousin and that experience, it made me think of my cousin Yogi. He's passed now, but he used to beatbox all the time. And so I was a little kid, and you look up to your little cousin, and I used to just like follow him around and try to beatbox with him, and he would entertain my little attempts to beatbox, and was trying to help me beatbox as well.
Yeah.
So you talking about that just made me think of that experience.
Man.
Like, my mom is a music lover, so there's a lot of gospel and R&B there.
For
But
sure.
my cousin Yogi, I feel like from a pure hip hop standpoint, he kind of introduced me to that through the beatboxing. Like, my mama wasn't about to really let us listen to a whole lot of hip hop just to protect your innocence. But when you get around your cousins, sometimes you get more than your parents signed up for you to get. And so that experience made me think of him. So, Larry, I'm going to switch over to you. And same thing, what is your first pick, and what season of life does it take you back to?
Man, so I'm going to go with an early season of life too. And I'm seeing myself sitting in my grandma's house, actually sitting on her bed, watching, videos. And during that time, my mom wasn't really letting me into too much hip hop either, being young. I can't even call the exact age, but being young, I can't watch videos per se in the house. Who knows what you'll see. So, nah, she ain't going. But over my grandma's house, I'm kind of just solo dolo especially during the summer. One of the ones that it just takes me to an early place is Regulate by Warren G.
Oh.
Like it's one for me on the early side as far as like my ears go. I'm listening to the sample, and it's a little bop and a bounce that goes with that West Coast music. I almost say the same thing. Yeah, you can say the same thing like about stuff like Gin and Juice and everything. It's a certain bounce.
It's the groove.
That groove.
Yeah.
Funk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that song was one that I don't know. It's like a meme. It's from Arthur, and I don't remember the character's name from Arthur. It's like a little bear, and he was a chubby character on Arthur, and it looks like he goes into like space and starts to like fly, and it gets like real psychedelic colors. That's kind of the way I felt when I heard that. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But that's the one that I want to throw out first.
Yeah. When you said that, I had to fight the urge to say regulators.
No. And Warren G was so smooth. And Nate Dogg, come on, man. Come on.
We need another Nate Dogg, man. We need another Nate Dogg.
We do.
It's something about West Coast music that it all has that spacey feeling to me that you were talking about, and maybe because it is that they sampled a lot of like the psychedelic funk type stuff, which with psychedelic funk they were high on a lot of stuff, so they were in space. Yeah, they were in space when they were creating, so it gives it that space vibe. But I definitely feel like there's something that, like, I love West Coast music because of that. Too. Like, I love to dance, and I feel like a good song is gonna make you move your shoulder. It's gonna make you do something, even a ballad. Like, if it don't make you tap your toe or sway or something, I'm not gonna say you don't have a hit, but when everybody start moving their shoulder, you got something. And so for me, it's all about the bass line. Like, if I'm creating and working with some music, I want a bass line that's gonna move and get people moving. And I feel like that for a very long time was missing in music. It got real flat and real sad and just monotone for a while. So I'm happy to hear like a little bit more bass lines and stuff coming back to
love it.
The picture. So let's move into track number 2. I'm gonna start with you this time, Larry. And with track number 2, the question with that is, why does this song or album still resonate with you today?
Yes. So I had a few thoughts. I mean, it's hard sometimes as a music lover to just break down to one album, because I mean it's West Coast flavor is definitely different. I got to hit with that too, and then I'm gonna get on this album. Cool, man. Larry June. I am a huge Larry June fan when it comes to like West Coast music right now. Oh my goodness, like he brings that flavor that we knew from those earlier days in West Coast music. But he drops a lot of gems in the music too. And I'm gonna come back to him later because he's gonna pop back up, I promise you. But the album, it was a bunch of them I wanted to hit, but the one I landed on was Common B. Common B album. And the reason this one resonated with me, it was almost like a coming of age for me, just as a young man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm listening to this album again. He's dropping gems, but he's storytelling. Kanye was in his production bag on this album. I mean, it was ridiculous, the production that was happening on this album. And Common, I feel like he, especially coming off of like the Electric Circus, he kind of did some different things musically there. That was, to a lot of people, a little strange, take music how you may. But when he came back with Common B and go, go, go,
Yeah.
go, that let me testify.
Yeah.
I mean,
Testify is my jam. I love Testify.
Was crazy. How beautiful love could be. I mean, it just gave you so much musically, so much to mentally to take in. And again, for me, my cousin Calvin got me that album. We were on a road trip and we were headed back home to see our family in Virginia and listened to it there. And it was just another one of those where my mind was blown by just the full package. But I think that's a perfect example of a perfect album to me. And Derek Hodge, one more thing, I'm so sorry, but on the bass, Derek Hodge, who is actually one of the best composers in the world, and he's a friend as well, a friend of mine. He did, and I'm gonna shout him out. He gave us at TSU a original piece of music that he wrote just for the band for free. It was a concert band piece, right? So we're on stage playing this, but I mean, he just wrote it out of the love. And so, man, big shout out to D Hodge. If you've seen the Jeezy tour right now, he's doing all the orchestration and stuff. He's incredible. But that's him playing the bass on that first track, that iconic boom, 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 boom. I mean, so that album, 10 out of 10, man.
Yeah. I'm in Orlando right now, and Jeezy was just here, and those tickets were so expensive. Like, me and my homegirl went and looked, and we were like $600.
Oh my!
No, we just I'ma just stay on home, Jeezy. I would have to be the snow. I'm gonna have to be the snowman to go see Jeezy. I'm gonna have to trap or die just to get it. So I was like, absolutely. Just to get in,
that's crazy.
And 600 and some change. It wasn't just like 500 round up to 600. It was more like 6 and some change rounding up. Once you add the fees and stuff, it was probably gonna be $700. And I was like, I feel like this is gonna be an amazing show.
Yeah.
But y'all president tripping, so I got to stack my coins up just in case of an emergency.
You ain't lying.
Just in case of an emergency, I can't be spending all my money on Jeezy and then I can't get no food. Like bread gonna be $700 in a minute, so I have to pick food.
It's gonna get hard out here when I get hungry, boy. I'm telling you.
Exactly, and I cannot eat no Jeezy concert.
It ain't gonna taste good.
Yeah. So, John, we gonna move over to you. Same question. Second pick. Why does it still resonate with you today?
Oh man, I'm a. I hate to do it, but I got to, man. The Thriller album, man. And I mean, when Mike dropped the Thriller album, and I was a kid then, like to experience like every single track that was on that album come out and it be like, to embrace it and hear it for the very first time, to understand like what's happening, to see him moonwalk across the stage and all of that stuff. Like, I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, as a kid, that's hard to process. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Until Mike did it and he moonwalked across the stage, and I was like, yo, what? So I have to say Thriller. I would definitely have to say, Billie Jean, of course, is the jam, man. But you know what else is banging on that album, man? That Human Nature, man. That Human Nature, man.
Musically,
man,
crazy.
when you just want to kick back and just chill and whatever's like stress and all of that stuff, man. Even I felt like even as a kid, when you put that on with headphones and you just do like this and that Human Nature come on, it take you out of here, and that's what music is supposed to do. Like when you hear it, I felt like I could see it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really what music is supposed to do, man. It's supposed to, it can be an escapist sometimes. Like you can close your eyes and put the headphones on, man, and just be somewhere else when you need to be. And that's the beautiful thing about it, man. So yeah, that Thriller album.
Yeah, I think it's super dope that he let SWV use that sample for free, absolutely free. Like that's crazy. Like that's the biggest alley oop in the world to get a Michael Jackson sample.
And that SWV song is crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody did a mashup of the two, and they play it on satellite radio, and it goes crazy. Like
I know it does.
to hear them both together, it goes so crazy. Now, my favorite song on the Thriller album is PYT. So something about me, y'all gonna know.
Classic.
Anything that will get you on the dance floor is me all day. Like I like slow jams and ballads, and I listen to it. But the moment you give me something that's gonna get me out here,
now
like
PYT, that's my karaoke go-to right there. If you want to get the crowd vibing, you hit that PYT on them on that Mike Jack, boy, they gonna move.
Yeah. Man, hey, my karaoke joint, I can't do no more. It was contagious, but I had to retire that one. That one we done.
I got a funny contagious story for you. So we did karaoke at work. So it's pretty mixed, but mostly white people. So I got a coworker that works remote who's from Chicago. So we doing karaoke. And he goes to the little machine, type in what he gonna do. Nobody knows what it is. And then he get on the mic and it's contagious.
Ooh.
And all the black people sung it with him. Like, how can you gotta do parts? Like, you need Mr. Biggs and you need Shantae Moore. Like, you gotta have all the parts. But it was so funny. Yeah. Like, all the white people were kind of looking at us like, matter of fact, what the hell is going on? That's how they were looking at us like,
I see what you did.
What like I don't even know if they really knew the song, but it was just so funny because we weren't expecting it, and then he cut it on, and we all kind of looked at each other like, I know this Negro did not just cut on Contagious. And then we thought about it. Yeah, we thought about it, and we were like, he from Chicago. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Look, I gotta ask this too, because the Michael Jackson thing. Did you see where Pharrell was talking about like how you don't have to call, like stuff like that was meant for Michael Jackson?
Yeah,
that's right. Can you imagine?
Yeah, the whole Justin Timberlake album was for
the whole album. The whole album was Mike Throwaways. The whole album with Justin Timberlake was Mike Throwaways. That's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, I kind of wish Mike would have done it. Like, I respect what Justin did with it.
You gotta respect Justin.
It was missing something. Like, I can't say, "Ooh, I don't like Justin's music." It's just something about the energy. Like, I never say, "Ooh, I'm gonna listen to Justin Timberlake," but I can listen to it and I can honestly critique it and say, "Look, it's well put together. It sounds good. He did a great job. Great production." But I feel like if Mike would have done it, I probably would have ran Justified, Micaified, or whatever it would have been called if Mike would have had it in the ground.
It would have been, oh my
God.
Yeah. That album would have done just something totally different if Mike would have had it. So I did peep that. We got somebody in the comments. They said songs in the key of life.
Oh my Lord. Yes, and yes. Stevie is one of the best composers. I mean, it's beyond. Stevie is one of the best musicians of his time. I really think, and I'm dead serious when I say this, and I'm gonna come from an education standpoint for a minute, that we wait too late in education to acknowledge the brilliance in the arts in real time. Like Quincy Jones is Mozart and Beethoven and all this stuff. We just lost one of the greatest ever. We need to be studying him like people study. We don't have to go 400, and that's no knock to it. Everything's important. It all goes, but we don't have to go that far. It's right here. So Stevie is somebody I think we gotta honor like that, and should be
Absolutely,
studied.
100%.
Yeah,
I
Man,
agree.
I mean, the Thriller album probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Quincy and Steve.
Yeah.
Let's
facts,
keep it a buck.
facts.
Let's keep
Yeah.
it a buck.
Yeah. Crazy Stevie key songs in the key of life story before we move on, because I want to honor y'all time, and I know I feel like we close to time, but I still want to honor it. But we can go. I just want to make sure I like, if y'all got stuff to do, I don't want to keep y'all forever. But again,
We
like I
here.
said, okay. Songs in the key of life. So fourscore and a long time ago, I worked for Goodwill on the nonprofit side. So every now and then I would have to go in the stores and people would donate vinyls. So I was going through the vinyl crate, and the Songs in the Key of Life was in the vinyl crate. But not just Songs in the Key of Life, a first edition with the book, and it was 99 cents, but it was half off, so I got it for 50 cents.
Unbelievable.
So I got a first edition Songs in the Key of Life
With the book.
with the book for 50 cents.
Unbelievable. I love the Goodwill so much. Unbelievable.
You got to get in there, man, and look, man. You know, you never know what you're gonna find in there, man.
I go way too often. I don't even want to get into. I go way too often.
I get overwhelmed with too much. So, but because I was working and I had to be there, it's like, all right, I'm here and I'm bored.
Yeah, let me throw through these songs.
What y'all got? Songs in the key. Like I got some dope stuff. Like I got a first edition Houdini.
Yeah.
Out of there for like 50 cents. Like I got so many things in there at Goodwill for 50 cents. So that's kind of how I started collecting vinyls. Like I hadn't even had a vinyl player at that time. But I was like, for 50 cents, I'm gonna get this and we'll figure out the vinyl. We'll figure out how we gonna play it later. And honestly, I don't even play it because it's like, no, I just want to cherish this moment. And
Man,
I don't
look at it, hold it up.
Yeah. I don't touch it, don't do nothing. It's 50 cents, 50 cents Stevie right here.
Yeah.
But let's get into not track number 3, but disc number 3, what we putting in the changer. We're gonna go back to you, Larry. And this one is, was this track introduced to you by someone important, or did you find it on your own? So track or album?
So this one was introduced to me by someone important, and this is my dad. And I'm gonna go with the Light Up the Night album by the Brothers Johnson. And here goes some more Michael Jackson connection, because you talking about folks who musicians and writers, like these guys were so special, super sampled in hip hop too. But when I heard this one, there's a song called Celebration on this album, and I'm riding in my dad's 93 Mitsubishi Eclipse. It was fire red, and I just remember hearing this song, and it was when he was just out here a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, and I was telling him about this moment where I'm like, hey, can you play that again? And it's just like hearing these different parts through the speaker. I'm hearing the layering, and this was the one song that they or two songs on the album, but on this one in particular, there was really no words other than the hook. Celebration. I mean, it was just like hearing the music, and I'm hearing the horns and all these things.
Yeah.
And again, I'm young, but now I guess my ear is starting to really catch on to like the different elements of this music. And I'm like, yo, please play that again. And he said, I play it probably about 5 times in a row. We just riding on the interstate, but that album is special to me. I have that one on vinyl too. I had to make sure I went and got that one. But that album is so special to me because it opened my ears as a child to, just this depth and richness of music. So yeah, that's number 3.
Okay. I got a follow-up question on that, because you talked about being with your dad and hearing it and your ears opening up. Do you feel like music came to you just naturally, or was it something that you kind of had to, because some people had to work. Like, I feel like some things with music come naturally for me, but I would have to work really hard to kind of be a skilled musician. Did it come naturally for you, or was it, I worked really hard and this is what it became?
It was, I think it's equal parts both. Like my ear was, I think, a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to hear, and I won't say I got perfect pitch, but I had like really, really strong relative pitch. So like my ear developed kind of out of nowhere. And the work side, you know, like working on your musicianship, hours of practice and all that stuff, you know, you work for it, you fight for it, you know, just like somebody in the gym, like you work for it. But and studying too, listening, doing a bunch of listening and you know, imitating all that stuff. But yeah, it's equal parts both, because I do think that my knack for music is a gift that, you know, I'm grateful for.
Okay. That makes sense. Again, that ain't necessarily my gift. I am talented musically, but like like you could teach me, like, do you hear that? And I'll be like, no, like in the studio, like an engineer or somebody be like, you hear that? I cleaned that up. And I'm like, after a certain point, no, I don't hear it. Like whatever you're trying to get me to hear, I don't hear it no more. But I also feel like when people kind of teach me, like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Do you hear it now? It's like, okay, I hear it. And now when I listen to other things, it's like I pick up on it. But just naturally hearing it, that's not my gift. Like it's definitely something that had to be developed. But I feel like musically, naturally, like I said earlier, my gift falls into that spotting the talent, developing the talent, and building out like the stuff that people don't necessarily want to do.
Yes.
So, we got a Tupac "Me Against the World." That is a classic. Very
yes, it is. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
my guy. I see you history.
Oh, John, Michael Jackson sang background vocals on that Brothers Johnson album too. It's like it's something that you wouldn't even like know. Like, bro, Michael Jackson is like off the wall. Michael Jackson, and he was a studio rat. So you hear like this voice.
Rat.
La da da da, and it's Michael Jackson, uncredited, as far as like, you know, not featuring. And you look in the credits, like, wait a minute. So yeah, them guys, they were all locked in. But anyway, that was
Mike sung a lot of background stuff on a whole lot of people's stuff, man. You'd be surprised, man.
He loved the music.
Oh,
no ego. It was, bro. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to be in here, locked in with you,
as you should be.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on over to Mr. John Joe, your third pick, and who introduced it to you, or did you find it yourself?
Man, this is the best one. I'm glad you asked that specific question, because this song was absolutely introduced to me by my cousin Antonio. We called him Bruh, and he was staying with me in Nashville for the summer. Again, they get stuff in Charlotte and stuff so early, man. And the thing that he brought down here was Jay-Z, Where I'm From.
Woo.
On that first Volume 1 album. And I didn't even hear the album. He was like, nah, you gotta watch the movie. And I was like, oh, okay. So the first time I heard Jay-Z, he had a movie to go with his album that he came out with. And my cousin put that in. And so we were sitting there, you know, we watching it, chilling, hanging out. And I was like, yo. The first time I heard Where I'm From, and I could see it on the TV, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Hove. Instant Jay-Z fan. Soon as I saw that, I was like, that's my guy. I'm with it. Because, you know, that was like right during the time, I think Pac and Biggie had died. And so, you know, I was a huge Tupac fan. I was a huge Biggie fan. You know, I was a fan of both of them. I really didn't buy into the whole East Coast West Coast thing, man. And so, you know, there was a void there that was being filled by a lot of good stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, but man, when that Where I'm From, when that Jay-Z came out, man, on that Life and Times Volume 1, hey.
Yeah. I love that you said Jay-Z, because I woke up this morning in a Jay-Z mood. I started with American Gangster. That is one of my favorite Jay-Z albums.
Such a good album.
Crazy.
It's
such a good album.
Great album. And then after that, I listened to The Blueprint 3. It's I I don't want to say it's not as good as, because I feel like they
But the
do.
Blueprint
But
3 is heavily slept on, man.
I
it
like
is.
Blueprint 3. Yeah.
I love the Blueprint 3. And I know he was like in that transition of like extending your career. And maybe that's why it slipped on, because at the time, hip hop was still considered a young man's sport
Right.
or whatever. And
Mhm.
so he was the one that was giving us like 30's the new 20 and trying to keep it
Right.
alive a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So that could be why it slipped on, but the production on that is crazy.
Crazy.
The stuff that he's talking about, like the gems he dropping and all of that is
Yeah.
crazy. And it's still
I'm just,
like
man.
culturally relevant. Like him just like
Yes.
talking about Genesis, and at the time it was a Rush Limbaugh and all of them. So it's like we've been going through this, which is crazy. It's like we've been talking about this for a very, very long time now, and he was already, speaking on that. So I love that you brought up Jay-Z, because I love me some Jay-Z.
Me too.
Royce put in the comments, is that Michael Jackson on Somebody's Watching Me? Yes. Somebody's watching me. Yes.
Crazy.
I feel like his background vocals on that song overpower the leads.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like a Michael Jackson song.
Facts.
And I tell you something, man, on the Jay-Z album, I think it was the Blueprint 2 that had Girls, Girls, Girls on it. That's Michael Jackson singing the hook, man.
What?
Exactly. He had like a whole bunch of stuff from Michael Jackson that he just had in the vault and was like, what can I use it on, man? So on that Girls, 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 man, that's Michael Jackson.
Crazy.
You just put me on something, because I didn't know that.
I'm telling you.
Crazy.
Did not know that.
on the remix that's on the album, on the Girls, Girls, Girls remix, the when it come on and all that stuff, when it first come on, that little intro part and all that, that's Mike.
Crazy.
So Mike was just running around hopping on everybody's song. He said, y'all gonna hear these vocals.
Y'all gonna get these vocals. Y'all gonna get these vocals.
Incredible.
Facts.
Remix, the Girls Go Girls. You did say remix, right?
Yeah, the remix, the Girls, Girls, Girls remix. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's crazy. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it now that you said
Right.
that, to hear Mike's vocals. Okay, so track number 4. We're gonna start with we're gonna start with you, John. And the question to go with this one is, what does this song say about who you were then and who you are now?
Man, this song is off the Snoop Dogg album, and for some reason, and that whole album was a banger, man. But for some reason, man, we love Lottie Dottie off of that song. You know, because we had the Slick Rick version of Lottie Dottie, of course, and it was dope. Don't get me wrong. But when Snoop dropped his album and that Lottie Dottie was on, oh man, we listened to that song at least 1,500 times a day, man. In the system, you know, that was when systems was banging. Everybody had their windows down, cruising. You didn't want to go over 25 miles per hour, you know. And so, in that era, I was a little thugged out. You know what I'm saying? I was a little thugged out in that era. You know what I'm saying? I also thought I was a player then too. You know what I'm saying? Like Snoop had everybody thinking that they was a player. So I really thought that I was, you know, that guy back then. Yeah, I really thought I was that guy in school. You know what I'm saying? I had the Jordans on. You know, we had the khakis creased. You know what I'm saying? Had that super sharp crease in your jeans and your khakis. Yeah. I thought I was that guy.
I love it.
What about now? So how do you feel like now that you're an adult, you're not thugging, you trying to keep the kids from thugging? When you hear that song now, how does you relate to it now?
It really lets me know that, man, it's the people that you keep around you. You know what I'm saying? Like you really want to surround yourself with like genuine people that's really looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be led astray easily, man. And so you want to keep a core group. I mean, even the friends that I had back then and I was listening to them songs with, I'm still friends with them to this day. You know, I got like 20, 30-year friendships and relationships with people that, because I was the only child. So I would definitely want to lock in with people that was like my brothers or my sisters, you know, and I cherish them people to this day. So I would say that it says about me today. When I think about it and listen to it now, I feel like it really brought us into an era where we had to protect each other. We really had to be there for each other, and that's what I definitely carry today, man. I still love them guys. I love my community, and I'm down for my people, just like we were then, but for different reasons. But we. The progression, you know, where we at, it's beautiful though. It's beautiful to look at all my people, you know, they got kids and stuff, and their kids is incredible. I'm like, hey, boy, we was in this back in the day, boy. Your kids is doing great. Like, so yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful transition.
Okay. Yeah, I love how you kind of show the transition in that journey where it's like, yeah, I was a little thugging, but now I still have these friends. We grew up together and we were able to grow together. Because sometimes you're
Yeah,
not able to grow with people. Some people like
man,
thugging.
and you
Um,
lose a lot of people, man.
yeah, I was just
Yeah.
something about I think not Pop Smoke. I can't even think of the guy name. One of them drill rappers. He old, but he was like he don't know any Nas songs. He grew up on Chief Keef. But
Mm.
Chief Keef was 16 and he was 21. And I'm like, I don't think that's supposed to work like that. How you grow up on Chief Keef if you older than Chief Keef and you don't
Yeah.
know anything. So that when you talked about just that evolution and that growth that you had with your friends kind of made me think of how like, man, I don't know why I can't think of that guy name. Maybe it just ain't important to remember. Um but how we're able to grow with people and
Right.
have those solid friendships. So we're gonna switch it over here to the professor.
Man,
Same questions for you.
so the song that came to my mind with this question was "Sky's the Limit" by Notorious B.I.G. And the reasoning behind that is I'm almost going to use just a growth mindset for like the whole, like the big picture in this, right? For Biggie in that stage of his life and his career, even listening to that song was kind of a shift. A lot of his music was dark. And you know that just it is what it is. He had some heavy stuff when you go back and listen to him as an adult, and I'm hearing them from a different place. But when I heard that song as a kid, and I'll start there with it from here, I didn't really catch all the messaging that was happening in that song. I didn't catch all. I mean, it's really a lot of game on life. And mind you, he's young, right? He died young. He's a young man at that point. But again, I'm not seeing it. I'm hearing the song. I'm vibing out. In the video they had like the young versions of him and Diddy at the time. Oh boy, but it had the young versions of them in the video. And so it was like always this cool, man. I love when that video came on. I love the sound of the song. Love hearing like Slim and them on the sky is the limit, it was just such a vibe. But going back and listening to that as an adult, it reminds me, and I think it's kind of parallel to on his career side as he's shifting into a different sound. Content was different there in that song. So motivational, so much game was happening. As an adult, that song hit a lot different. And it was one of those things where the reason I picked this one because it just shows the difference in even hearing the same thing, how at a different place in your life, hearing the same thing can mean two different things. so much stuff was flying over my head and I wasn't tapped into, or I was just listening to the music. I was just looking at the video and bopping my head. But now when I hear that song and you hear the lyrics and hear what he's saying, it just hits so much different. And it reminds me of what growth is. You know what I mean? What growth, because that's of course from being a kid to being an adult and at 40, you know, it's a whole lot that's happened in between the time. Yeah. But you know, it's the process of growth that I draw as like a parallel from some of the other things in his career, some of the dark times, the beefs, all these things that went on in his career. And then for Sky's the Limit, when it dropped, at the time it dropped, you know, it just reminds me of growing and us coming through all the things that we go through in whatever time that we have, right? And we get to these points where we can pinpoint it, these points where it's something clicks. And that's why that one was significant for me.
Okay. That's a dope song too. And like you said, I feel like the timing of it around his death, it's something there. I'll say that. Yeah. I ain't gonna get too deep in the woo-woo, but right. It's definitely something there that was the space that he was in and what he was creating before he passed. Like you said, it was like a darkness and him trying to move into this lighter space.
Yes.
And everything. So
stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase "Sky's the limit" was the last words. You know what I mean? On the song, I'm like, man, it was some powerful stuff. That song is one of those ones.
Huge.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the last pick before we move into the cultural combo portion of everything. And so in this last pick, the question that goes along with your pick is, if this song was played in a movie about your life, what scene would it be scoring? And we're gonna start back with you, Larry.
Oof. So the song that, if it was playing in, say the question one more time so I can say it right.
If this song was in the movie, so if you were scoring a movie about your life, what scene would this song be scored with? Like what song?
Oh. Right. So for this one, this might surprise y'all. The song is going to be "My First, My Last, My Everything" by my main man, Barry White. And to be honest, it's going to be the ending credits. And the reason being is it's just so much joy in that song. And, you know, when it comes to the scene in the movie, I want you to leave with, at the end of life, at the end of all this, I want you to leave this thing with joy. So at the end of my movie, I want joy to be at the forefront. I want you to dance. I want you to move. And it's also a very significant song for me because that's the song that me and my mom would dance to off the vinyl, in the living room in the house and just dance around. So it has this significance, sentimental value. That's what I really wanted to say. It has the sentimental value that it always just takes me to a good place, to a happy place, to one where I'm thinking about family. And my first, my last, my everything is definitely the one.
That's a good pick. That song always makes me think of Vic Damone Jr.
Yes, Chris Tucker.
AKA Chris Tucker.
Yes.
That was his jam in that movie too, boy.
That was his jam. And it was joy. Like he was very joy. Like every time he heard that song, he was dancing to it and everything. So it's definitely a joyful song.
Yes.
So John Joe, for you, what is your song? What scene in the movie would it be scored to about your life?
Man, this is crazy because the song is Silent Night by the Temptations.
Wow.
And from the Motown album, man. And you every year you had to have that Motown album. You had to have that blazing. You had to have all what's my name? My man name. Donnie. He had to have that Donnie Hathaway going. So I just feel like it would definitely be the part of the movie where I'm with everybody at home for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Grandmama, granddaddy there. Both sides of the family, all the cousins, all the uncles, you know what I'm saying? All the aunties, we all sitting around the table. So it will probably be like the mid time in my life, like right before it really got dark. Before he came to the light. Yeah, it would definitely be during that mid preteen era in my life when we used to be home and everybody was there, and you got your gifts, and it'd be like socks or man, you got $5, boy, you won the lottery. When you see that in the Christmas card. So yeah, man, Silent Night, man, by the Temptations, man.
That's an interesting pick.
Classic.
I
Classic.
did not think anybody was gonna pick a Christmas song.
Yeah, man.
I
No,
do
you
gotta
gotta
ask
have
you
it.
this. I do gotta ask you this. When you sing Silent Night, what
Oh,
part? Who are you? Are you
I'm
Blue?
I'm
Are you
I'm
Eddie?
everybody. I'm singing all the parts. I'm singing the baby. I'm singing Eddie part.
As I sit around the fireplace.
I'm going high. I'm doing all of them.
I know David Ruffin is not on that song, but when you said that, it made me think, oh, he David Ruffin. He everybody.
Yeah. There's somebody come to hear you sing, Otis.
Hey, look, this is adding on. Look, I know I already did my one, but one that would also be in my story. What's that song? Whose song is it? They'd be like, F you, F you.
Oh, Betty Wright? Or you talking
Oh,
about the original?
nah, they be saying
Or
F you. I ain't want to cuss, but then like F you, in
I
the
think
hook.
that's
Oh,
Big Sean?
I think it might be Big Sean.
Okay, I was gonna
I
say
think
Betty
that's the
Wright is
one.
the original, but Big
Really?
Sean sampled it. Yeah. So hers is the FU
Oh,
Symphony,
Mm-mm.
and she has a whole orchestra, and that's
that's
where he gets
crazy.
that's where he gets that sample from. But hers is the FU, but I think she spells it PH,
I did not know that.
and it's Symphony, Betty Wright.
I
Let's
did
go.
not know
And it's
that.
a whole she like you can actually there's like a video of her like conducting the band, and it's da 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 da, and then like the vocals come. It's actually
Crazy.
her version is actually better than Big Sean version in my opinion.
Crazy.
So
I will be looking that up.
I feel like as a band director, you will
Yes,
definitely
Oh,
appreciate
I gotta
the
see it.
original. You might end up incorporating it in something because it is super super dope. Her version is super super dope.
I have to see that. That's hilarious because I did not know that. But that song would have to be in there too. Because on my first day teaching, it's just a funny story when I had to say that. My first day teaching ever, right? I had class and I'm like 22, 23. You're young, fresh out of school. So it was a young lady that said, hey, can I eat lunch in your classroom? It's day one. I'm like, very young. So I'm like, whoa, nah, just let me set some things up. And I remember I'm looking down at the steps. Gotti.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gotti do have a version too.
woo.
I'm looking down at her. That's that. Yep. I'm looking down at her, and she looked up at me and said, F you. And I'm sitting there like, hello, excuse me. You want to say something. I don't know what to say. Like, hey, let me tell you. And she walking off. I'm just looking down. But that would be the perfect moment for that song to play. I had to eat that L, man. Wild time.
That's what that would be a good one. So the big Sean version, which yes, you probably are talking about the Yo Gotti version, but the Big Sean version is in the movie called Bully or something like that. And the little
Okay.
girl, she's in a talent show and she being bullied, like the daddy being bullied by Ice Cube in like the main story, but the side story is the daughters at school being bullied, and she enter a talent show, and the mama and the daddy don't even know what she picked, but
Oh
the
yeah.
daddy like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get on stage with you and support you at the talent show, and it dropped, and it's Big Sean. I don't quit you.
Yeah.
You look, and so like,
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
yeah, and so she doing, and so the daddy kind of look at her like, oh my god, but then it's like, well, we rocking with it, and they do the whole song and then drop the mic and get off the stage. So you talking about that little girl saying that to you made me think of that particular scene in that movie where it's like she was just like, he's like, all right, I guess that's what we.
I guess that's what we do.
I guess that's what we doing. So moving into the cultural combo, and this is just how music is shaping the culture from you guys' perspective, from especially your creative perspective and what you guys do professionally. And this isn't necessarily, oh, John answer this or Larry answer this. Y'all just jump in there and answer as you please, and y'all can bounce back and forth on with each other. But the first question is, what role do you think music plays in shaping how Black culture is represented in the media, and how have you seen that in your own work?
Woo.
That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
It's honestly, this is a 50-50 jump ball, man, because yes, we are represented culturally in a certain way in the music, for sure. But at the same time, I don't think that they're really trying to represent like every piece of what could be represented. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're very, very selective of who they'll let represent certain things, and maybe some of those things that they're shining a light on might not be the best for all of us to get where we're trying to go. But at the same time, it's kind of like our job to take these things to the streets, because word of mouth before we had social media was everything. You heard everything from somebody first before you saw it anywhere. And so it's that's why I say it's kind of 50-50 on us, but the media it's going to do what it's going to do. Like they get paid to, do what they do. And I can't say if I was on the outside, would I be doing the same thing? Yes or no. But what I try to do with what I'm doing with the photography thing is to shine light on the up and coming people that are doing it, the people in the city that really, need a visual out there. Again, the whole point of my photography is nobody left behind, nobody left feeling like that they didn't deserve this opportunity, this chance. There's equal opportunities for all of us to get somewhere and do something constructive with every piece of it. I feel like.
Man, you made some really, really good points with that one. I'm pretty aligned with what you're saying too, especially regarding like the machine. And so what I mean with that is, man, what you see and the music we hear was put, in our stereos and was put on the radio and up front on your Spotify and Apple Music, all that stuff doesn't necessarily equate to culture to me when it comes to music. For us, music has always been our vehicle or a vehicle. Music, art, like you said, with photography, all these these artistic mediums, all of these move the culture, yes. But when it's dictated to you in a sense, then you got to take some of this at face value, take some of this and be very, very careful, because that messaging hits the culture in a certain way. And it's not even, I think, the culture that that takes the biggest hit sometimes. It's outside the culture, and then the way that stereotypes are created, or
Right.
thoughts about what you think things are. You can
Right.
look at a video, and now you're looking and saying, oh, well, this is how things are. We have to, as the culture, know the difference in that, if that's making sense what I'm saying. Like, be able to use discernment. There's so much music out. There's so many artists, and there are
Right.
so many different storylines. There's so many different perspectives, and I think that now it's almost like a teachable thing. Like, we have to teach each other, teach the younger ones, teach everybody to expand your viewpoint and
Right.
really take this stuff in, with discernment, because negativity can be overly pushed. Storytelling is one thing. We all have different experiences. We can have, the three of us can put out music and come from three different perspectives completely.
Exactly.
But all of them are valid. So, I just get a little worried sometimes, and then I'll stop. But I get a little worried sometimes when, all that you're seeing is what's being peddled. Everything is to go viral, to get this moment, to get the money. And that's why we see so many artists here and gone. They don't care about the artist at all, or the message. So,
Or the message.
Yeah, I agree with you both. I think it's about balance, and like you said, the storytelling, because I look at music as like a testimony. Like, it's, for some people, it's their church, or it's their journal, it's their diary. And I think where it's kind of gotten like a little bit convoluted and watered down is like, people aren't really testifying in their music. They just talking. And that's why the songs be like 2 minutes long, and then they try to blame it on attention span. But it's like, actually, no, it's only so many clever ways you can say, I'm the greatest, I got your chick, I got a car, and I got some money, before it's like, all right, and then I got to do it 12 times on the album. Like, yeah, you're going to run out of things to say eventually. And, some people are super clever in it, but I kind of think of Lil Wayne in the Carter 6, where it's like Arrested Development kind of kicked in there, where it's like, you're kind of saying the same stuff that you said on the Carter 1, 2, like,
yes.
When you say it on the Carter 1, it's like, okay, cool. But we all young at that. Like, that was my freshman year of college. So it's like,
Right.
yeah, we're all pretty dumb at this point. Like, we're all doing this dumb stuff. Carter 2 is like, okay, still pretty dumb. Carter 3 is like, I'm getting older. You getting ready to start your professional career. So not quite as dumb, but still dumb. Like, when you look back, what you think you knew, type of dumb.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, but now we're on the Carter 6, and you still talking like it's 2009, 2002, 2003. And it's like, where is this growth? And it's like, and you're not even cleverly saying this stuff. And you're like, at least back then it was clever, or either I was just, not mature enough to realize maybe it wasn't as clever as I thought it was. But it's like, the wordplay was better. It was way more clever. And now it's like, okay, Lil Wayne, you 42. What are you talking about? Like, you nothing in your life. Like, you've had seizures, you've had kids, you've been blackballed, you've been on the bench, and all you can say is like, I like white girls with the white girls with the white girls. And it's like, interesting. Thank you for that.
I'm
philosophy.
so glad you said that, because that is exactly to the T what I was thinking about the Carter 6, and it's a perfect conversation, because I was excited to hear it, because I wanted to hear your experiences. Wanted to hear, like, man, you've been down for a little minute, man. Have you looked a little sick last time I seen him? I'm just like, man, I can't wait to hear what he's got to say. And there was no growth, none.
Yeah.
And
like,
it hurt.
He didn't even address the Super Bowl. I'm like, you did all of that crying about the Super Bowl, and we didn't even get like an in-depth, like, this is what was going on in my mind, whether we agree with it, like, or not agree with it. But at least if you would have put that in the music and just gave us a little bit more insight to what was going on and how you felt, we would have been able to respect the reaction to, you not getting the Super Bowl more, but
Yeah.
all it did was kind of make us say, well, this is why you didn't get the Super Bowl. Like, you was gonna get there and say this. And then I remember watching the Louisiana Fest when he streamed that. So it was like Super Bowl announcement, Louisiana Fest. And I was just kind of like, where is you're Lil Wayne and you've been playing this guitar for forever. You should be coming out like a rock star. You should be like the hip hop Jimi Hendrix, the hip hop Prince. You should be playing this guitar like this, and you just on stage like, and it's like, this all we gonna get out of this.
Yes.
Like, you gonna play the guitar like 2 seconds and then put it down and just be
with them AI beats.
You're right.
So, you know, and on top of that, before we move into the next question, but I'm just kind of passionate about why is there no growth? To a degree, I feel like if Lil Wayne would have had the opportunity to sign with Jay-Z, we would have a totally different Wayne. Jay-Z would have let him lean into the rock vibes. We probably would have gotten way more of that. So some of it is the people who are pouring into you and developing you, because like Birdman's got Arrested Development. But I do think if Lil Wayne would have been able to get on that, I guess it was still Rock Nation, Rockefeller, somewhere over there, I think we would have had a totally different Lil Wayne. But I was just really disappointed in the Carter 6 because there was absolutely no growth. I felt like, you know how you meet a friend from high school that you ain't seen in like 50 years, and then you sit down and talk to them and it's like,
Dang.
I'm probably never gonna talk to you again. Like, and it's no disrespect to them, it's just you can tell that y'all have grown. I feel like Don Joe thought of somebody immediately. Like,
he started laughing.
He saw a face.
He did.
So.
I'm not forgiving Lil Wayne for I'm not forgiving him for that beat that he let what's my man from Hamilton, Lin-Manuel. That beat with the AI beat sound like to me, and it also got that elephant going in the beat. I will never forgive him for that song. I think it's called Peanuts to an Elephant. I'm never forgiving him for that one. It's the worst song I've heard in my entire life. I'm not forgiving him for that one. I'm sorry, Wayne.
It's a lot of songs in there.
It's a cold world out here, man. It's a cold world out here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lil Wayne, that was a disappointing move from Lil Wayne. But just as y'all were talking about that, it just made me think of the lack of growth that, and it's not just Lil Wayne, like Jim Jones showing lack of growth. Like it's a Cameron and Mace, like lack of growth. Honestly, and it's not even musically, but it's just the content of what they're talking about. And it's like, man, we looked at y'all as like these heroes. Like as a woman, I didn't necessarily look up to them, but in my mind, it's like, okay, these are the cool kids, so to speak. Right. And then to become an adult and be like, y'all actually kind of lame. Like I used to have Mace's. My locker in school had nothing but Mace pictures in it. Like I was in love, had a crush on Mace, and then
Mace and Becca, let's go.
Exactly. And then once he kind of came back on the scene and got back with Cameron, I was just like, this just ruined my little 8th grade crush. So disappointed. like I've always had shitty taste in men. Like.
Bye.
Sorry, we're gonna get it together. Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of growth is missing in a lot of the genres, though, man. If you really think about it, in all the forms across the board, like we had some R&B bangers, classics, hits. Where are they?
Yeah. I think with R&B specifically, it just became like a marketing dollars issue. Like,
that was, R&B and rhythm and blues. That was it. Like before hip hop and all of that stuff came, man, they were the giants. They were it.
I think for labels, and this is me speaking from more of like the back end, the the stuff that I like to do, I think the label saw where hip hop was lucrative and they stopped investing into R&B and especially good R&B artists. And then on top of that, artist development for R&B artists is the church. And a lot of people are not singing in church no more. So when you're not getting the money and you're not getting, fresh crop of talent from church, it just kind of,
Not the fresh talent from church.
the first talent from, but that's what
the fresh talent from the church. Let's go check this church out and see what we can find.
I mean, hey, I ain't gonna lie. If I was scouting talent for a label, I would be in a lot.
You gotta hit that church. Yeah,
I would be in the back pew of a lot of churches and being like, "What y'all doing for Sunday dinner?" Let's have a conversation. But when you think about it, like the musicians on tour, they're all church musicians and things like that for the most part, regardless of the genre, whether it's rock, country, or whatever, and regardless of who the artist is out front, that band gonna be colorful, and so are those background singers. And I guarantee you, if you went through each person in them positions and say, "How did you get your start?" They'd be like, "Oh, I started in the church," or something like that. It's very rare that a singer just come off the street and be like, "I just woke up like this." It's like, nah.
I woke up. We don't watch all the behind the music documentaries and all of that stuff, man. It'd be the same story every time.
Yeah. So I think that's what happened with R&B, and now we're seeing a resurgence because people are kind of tired of hip hop. And I'm gonna just go ahead and blame Drake since.
Oh man, man, you can't blame Drizzy for this, man.
I mean, but to a degree, because he ran the industry for the last 15 years. So if you're running it,
we allowed him.
We did allow it. But at the same time, it goes back to marketing, because if that's what they shoving down your throat, okay, I'm allowing it, but am I really allowed? Like, you're force feeding me this. So, if I turn on the radio and every station is playing him, at some point, yeah, I could turn off the radio, but am I just going to listen to silence? And then just the substance of what he was talking about was the whole Young Money squad just kind of went down bad, but the substance of what was talked about for the last 15 years, we kind of needed that battle to come in to bring in that fresh new crop of energy. But, John, I like the fact that you brought up genres, because that leads into my next question. What genre do y'all think gets overlooked or misunderstood, and how is it tied to Black creativity? I mean, I'm gonna say it again because I kind of said it wrong. Which genre do you think gets overlooked or is misunderstood, especially in how it's tied to Black creativity? So I guess I did say it right the first time.
Easy, jazz. And you can say jazz, or you can say Black American music. Some people don't like the term jazz. House is a really good one too. Jazz is, of course, connected to blues. It's connected to gospel. It's connected to the Black American story, period. This was revolutionary music. It was dance music. It was music to think. And I say was, but it's misunderstood, because when I mention it in certain settings, it'll default to being music of old. It'll default to being music that culturally even is not relevant per se to some, thinking that the genre might be too integrated or whitewashed, even though jazz is a mixture of cultures. Black people steered the ship. Don't get it twisted. But it's a mixture of some European piano techniques and some native rhythm, all these different things. They were in New Orleans. It was everybody living on top of each other. It was mashed up. Some African rhythms, everything went in. But anyway, without going all the way down that rabbit hole, today, jazz or Black American, music, however you want to look at it, is integrated into so much music that we still listen to. And I think it's misunderstood because it is not an old man's game. It is not music that doesn't relate. It is still here now and very much alive. There are some jazz projects that have just as much hip hop as a hip hop project. I mean, so
Yeah.
without going even too far, I just think that one is something that is very, very misunderstood. And that whoever said house too, you spot on with that one as well, because house is black. A lot of people don't know that it's black.
Facts, man. History, my man. Definitely in there, man. The house music, that was, when did we stop like going places to really dance? You know?
I
And
told
just like when you was talking about, man, you was down for the dance music, man. I feel like that at some point in time, we all got kind of, we all got kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? Where we wasn't really just out here dancing, man. But when you're truly free and you feel alive, you dancing, man. And whether it be some house music, some jazz music, some R&B, or the hip hop, man, I feel like that we kind of got away from that, man, because at a lot of the places that you go to now, you're sitting down at the table. The whole place is full of table when the whole place used to be full of dance floor, and you had to stand on the wall if you was inside the place. And a lot of the places that we go to now, like jazz is, I think is a great topic to come up with because there isn't a lot of places to go see jazz music. You got to know somebody that knows specifically what night that spot is happening on for the jazz to go see it. And in Nashville, the Music City, that's just crazy to me. Like we need more spots, and the thing is that we're going to have to build those spots ourselves. Nobody's going to come and do this amazing thing, and we're overlooked because I think it's and of course it's hard to get the resources to come and like put these things together. But until we do, it's going to continue to get overlooked until we make these places happen. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop with the dumb ish, happening in these certain spots. And we got to be like, yo, and protect it. A lot of the old places stood because we protected that place. You wasn't going to be up in here doing none of that. Not here. You're not going to do that here. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those places get overlooked. A lot of these things get overlooked, I think, because we have to have just like with church, the building was the building, but it was the people. The people have a spot to come together and be as one together. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the places we just don't have that anymore. And we're going to have to make those places come back. It's getting overlooked because we haven't built these places, man. Especially here in Nashville. There really is nothing that we can say because you can look at the bars and the honky tonks and stuff like that, man, as far as the eye can see. And it's not that there's a lack of real estate. I think there's just a matter of like we got to get together, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to get together. Just like we were talking about like Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, and all these people, and Quincy Jones getting together to make these tracks. Like we're not even making music like that together no more.
I agree. I think some of it is, technology plays a part, but people don't love music when they make, like, there are people who love music. I think, Larry's a good example of like, I was a kid. I remember my daddy played this song and then it just opened my eyes to this whole new world of music. And then you have people that are like, oh man, I saw Jay-Z in the video standing next to a Bentley. I want a Bentley. I can rap. And it's like, but can you?
But can you?
But can you? And so, I think each generation kind of goes through it because I think of like the garage band. And I remember taking a music history class and they were talking about how like the moment that everybody could record themselves in the garage and start a band, they had the oversaturation of rock music. So we see that with hip hop is just a different type of technology. And then going back to what you were saying, John, about like having the spaces, I think what happens, one, we, the creatives, sometimes don't necessarily have the funding to create these spaces.
The
And
resources.
the people who do have the money, they're not necessarily lovers of music, they're lovers of money. So they might start a jazz club, and because the people who love jazz haven't necessarily shown up that fast, it's like, okay, well, we just gonna compromise where it started off with no sneakers, only hard bottom shoes, and this is like, all right, well, y'all can wear some sneakers in here, or the neighborhood dope boy come and throw some money, and it's like, all right, well, you don't have to follow the dress code, and then it's like, well, he in here, jazz lover's not in here, so we just gonna go ahead and play some trap, and before you know it, what you built is no longer that; it just becomes the cliche trap club or regular, I guess let's just use popular club, because I feel like it does it every season. It's just whatever the popular type, like, because in Florida, what I do like, and I don't know if it's gonna catch on, they have vinyl lounges where the DJs
love it,
spin only vinyl, so old school vinyls, that's popping up. There is a jazz club here, and then R&B parties are huge here.
Love it.
So I see that here, but of course, that could catch on everywhere else. It may not catch on, but I think people are wanting more of that authenticity now. And
we want it.
Yeah, you just have to let people kind of work their way into it. But I think that's where I was going with the Drake thing, where it's like, it's easy to go with the mainstream guy. This is what's popular. Drake make money. Let's play Drake. It's a lot harder to be like, let's play some Robert Glasper. Let's play some Jill Scott. Let's play these things. Like, these are Black artists, and we would go. It changes your whole dynamic of the type of person you have showing up in your establishment. Also, it's hard to fight to some Robert Glasper or some Jill Scott, and that just saying
it's hard to go crazy and get wild, man. And that music, you knew in them clubs when them certain songs came on when it was time to go.
Facts.
Exactly. Like, the energy gets charged. Like, it's only so many hit 'em you can play and stomp that you can play before that starts to happen.
Yeah.
So, I think that goes back to the balance, where it's like, once upon a time at the end of the party, they played love songs. And
right.
So
man. Come on, man.
That you want, like, my mama asked me the other day, like, what they dance to, and I was like, nothing. And she was like, so how do people figure out who they gonna go home with or whatever? Like, I was like, I don't know, mama. I guess Instagram. I don't even be in there myself, like, because
I got your IG.
Right. I'm gonna DM you.
Yeah, I'm gonna DM you. Like, it's not the same. But go ahead, Larry.
I was about to say, I'm cracking up on the inside because I just remember one of them old being at a party in Atlanta, and I can't remember the song exactly. I think it might have been I think it was a Tennessee song that came on. If you ain't from my hood, you can get from round her. Hey, I remember a dude came up to me. I didn't even know dude. He walked beside me and said, "Hey man, just telling you, be careful, man. Somebody walking around here with a shank." I said, "Hello, excuse me."
Yeah.
It was just like, "Hey man, hey y'all," it's like, let's go and get up out of here, man. We about, dude, whisper that in your ear. Like, hey man, I'm just letting you know it's shanky.
Hey y'all, hey.
That's it. And we love too.
Yeah. That was your guardian angel that night. That was the Lord came and whispered that to you, because out of all the people in the party, he came to you and said, "Go ahead and wake him up."
In Atlanta, he probably said, "Man, you look like you ain't supposed to be in here.
You ain't supposed to be here.
You not from our hood. Please get from around here."
And I follow the rest.
It ain't
absolutely.
Yeah. It's funny. There's a viral clip. It came out some years ago. Erykah Badu was doing a show, and some girls got to fighting at the Erykah Badu show. And all I remember hearing in the clip is, "Erykah Badu make y'all want to fight." And it's so true though, because it's like, it's really hard to fight to like On and On or Apple Tree or any of these songs that she has, and it's like, what happened to make y'all want to fight? Like, this type of song typically soothes and calms your energy. So I do feel like if clubs played the balance and brought back R&B, like, yeah, you can play some hip hop, but don't play 30 minutes of smack a nigga, because that's what's going to happen eventually.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, yeah. So with that, how would y'all say that your understanding of the culture has changed as you've grown in your own individual creative lanes?
I'm gonna jump in and say that I've learned that the culture is within community, and community is the culture. It's not what necessarily what you see and what's given to you, and that's a big point in that. The culture is, it's an energy in the culture. I'll put it that way, and the energy doesn't lie. You can tell when it's authenticity in the culture and the cultural experiences and what people are saying and the music and the feeling that you get. And you can tell when it's just about $1. You can tell when it's the machine. You can tell when this is something that's going to be here today, gone tomorrow. So I think for in music, in culture, in life, it's in community. And when you really catch the right energy,
Okay.
1,000%. 1,000% agree with this man. It definitely has a start in the community. Again, and there are spaces. I'm not saying that there aren't spaces out there, man. I work at a beautiful place, AB Anzie Blue over in Hillsborough Village,
hey,
which is a space, man, where it is all inclusive. The most beautiful people. One of the first women owned and ran venues in Nashville. So yeah, man, incredible boss, man. Marcy Van Mall, man.
shout out to Marcy.
Shout out to Marcy. So many things are really happening in the city, but he's right, man. We first have to get together. And I can't speak on that enough. Until we really make it an effort to do it, because I mean, we got a lot of people making a whole bunch of speeches, and I don't be seeing them in the streets, man. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and
Yeah.
so until
Yeah.
until we really get back to hitting these streets, man, and taking care of each other and really doing what we're supposed to do out here, I think that's it, man. That's all we got to do. And I know that sounds simple, and it's definitely not, because we all working, we all trying to make it happen. Like just like you said, the money and the resources and all of that stuff is tough to come by these days. The cost of living is going all the way through the roof. And so, the only way that I think that we can get together and do this thing right, man, we got to do it together, man. It's got to be started in the community.
I like that. I think that's a good place to segue into our next section. There's two sections, but this next one is pretty quick. And then we're going to get into the liner note. So this section is our parking lot pimping segment. Then we're going to get into the liner notes and wrap it up. So parking lot pimping is just a segment back in the day. To me, I like parking lot pimping still to this day, because sometimes the parking lot was more fun than the actual party.
It do be popping.
You might pull up in the parking lot, it'll be 50 people in the parking lot, and then go in the party and it's 3 people inside, and then you decide, well, let me go on back outside where the party at. So, the year is whatever year you want it to be. The party just let out. Everybody see you, and you feel like, I got to stun on these folks. What song are you choosing to stunt on these folks with? And Larry buffering, so I'm gonna start with you, John.
Man, that's a crazy question. Man, there's so many just like incredible bangers, man. Just to really stunt, man. I'm trying to think, man. Man, it would have to be something like 90, probably 6, and anything off the maybe it's I can't remember. Maybe it's 94. Anything off the Dr. Dre Chronic album. When it first came out, man. Oh my goodness.
Gotcha. So you just gonna get in, put in Dr. Dre, let the windows down. So that means you gonna sit in the parking lot a little bit before you actually pull
Oh
off and
man.
pull out.
We're gonna let all the windows down, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you know what, man? I'm gonna take that back, boy. You know what? This I'm it's today. And what we're gonna do when we pull up, man, today we're gonna bump that Cashville Be Ballin' by my
Black
man Black Whistle.
Wizard.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lack, man. Shout out to Black Whistle, man. Shout out to that boy Damien. You know what I'm saying? And the whole crew that brought that thing to life. But hey, because that's the anthem out here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that cash will be balling, man.
I think every city that wants to be recognized in the music industry needs anthems. I feel like that's what helped Atlanta. I mean, New York is New York, so they have that hub there. But people came to Atlanta because Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, and New York, they're gonna give us a New York State of Mind and all
100
of
New
this
York
stuff.
songs.
So I think that's a great pick. I love Whistle. Whistle and I have done worked together in the past. So shout out and congratulations to him on all of his hard work.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that
Um,
song is crazy, man. You turn that up right now in the parking lot, oh, it'll be crazy.
yeah, I agree. I think Larry dropped, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick one. I normally don't pick one, so I ain't even got one in my head. But I'm gonna go with my go-to, which is usually Rihanna. Bitch better have my money.
Oh, you turning it up too. I know you is.
Yes, I'm turning it up. I don't know. That song just made me feel like a boss. It made me it made me feel like I'm really going to get my money from somebody. Like
Yeah,
it,
today, right now,
yeah, something
right
in
now.
my brain does something when bitch better have my money come on. I turn into a different person. Like Pimp Ashley.
It's your
Ashley,
alter ego. Your alter
yeah,
ego come to
my
life
alter ego just is just like, and you better put this money in my
in
hand.
my head.
So if I pull up in the parking lot, more than likely Rihanna, bitch better have my money, is gonna
Yeah.
be one of the songs that I select. Larry, you back with us? What you
Yep.
got?
You know what? It's actually a hard question.
Super tough.
It's tough. Because I want to go with some Larry June, but the song that I feel real hype about, like when I'm getting that moment, is Kendrick Lamar. All right. It's something about that one. To me, it's the sound of it, it's the vibe of it. That one goes crazy to me. So I think I'm thinking Kendrick Lamar. All right, is my joint, but I'm no. Wait, let me. Let's drive to Vegas, Larry June. I'm gonna have to go. Let's drive to Vegas,
Let's drive
Larry
to
June.
Vegas.
The bass is going crazy. Still at it. Still. It's just yeah. That I'm gonna go. Let's drive to Vegas, Larry June. Final answer.
Okay. I feel like I need to make a playlist of all of the parking lot pimping picks.
Oh man,
Yeah.
So people
you got to.
can ride to the parking lot pimping picks.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nah, this
So
playlist was banging, man. We got a nice little playlist here, boy.
yeah.
Facts.
So because I know B Cove, he picked, I think, don't get me lying, because one of his picks was Outcast. I feel like it was Outcast though. I think something was Elevators. One of his picks was Elevators. It might not
Oh,
have been.
that elevator, yeah, for sure. That cash, you talking about that cash?
Yeah. So
That's a good
we done had some Jeezy come through. It's been some picks for a playlist. I can put a pretty dope playlist with just 3 episodes. So we go move into the liner notes, and this is just a quick wrap up of what's still sticking with you from the music that made you. I'm gonna only ask one of the questions, and this one is: if you could go back and hand your younger self a mixtape, what message would you want them to hear?
Mm. mixtape. Ooh, ooh.
Man,
Mixtape.
are you asking just what the vibe I'm trying to convey to my younger self when I give them the mixtape?
It's just the message. So you give them a mixtape. What do like? I
Yeah,
guess more so. Hey, Lil John.
yeah.
That was
Which
funny.
is which is funny because that's what my family called me too, Lil John. That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah, I probably hand Lil John the mixtape and be like, man, listen, use this escape and stack and build on it now. Because I knew I wanted to be in this industry when I was a kid. The first time I heard Suck MCs and Sugar Hill Gang and all of that stuff, man, I knew I wanted to be in this industry somehow. I didn't care where my place was. I knew in that instant that I wanted to be a part of this music thing. And
Mm,
so I would just tell them, man, to stick with that and use it. Use all those, all the posters and the mixtapes and the albums and the rip outs from the magazines and stuff that I had all over my wall like it was wallpaper. I would tell him, man, that's going to be what you're going to be doing in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these pictures, you can create that yourself. You know what I'm saying? All the
mm,
music and stuff, the Source magazines, the Double XL, the Vibes, like all those stuff that I was addicted to, man. I would put everything in that mixtape to let him know, this is you. Like you're gonna be here one day, man, and just keep going. Just keep going. Because several times, you get a dream or something like that in your mind, and you want to hold on to it, man. Life be life.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And so I would just tell him and let him know, man. Keep pushing, man. Don't let nothing stop you.
All right. What about for you, Larry?
For me, I would hand younger me the mixtape and say, let the music like live at the center of it. There's so many other things that we can get distracted with when it comes, especially as a musician, as artists on that side of it, as a writer, whatever the case, you can get distracted by so many things, get blinded by, the glamour that may come from, or that you may want to come from it, everything that you can get from it. But I would want younger me to understand that the real joy and the most important piece of it is the music itself. Actually the creating and letting it out into the world. That's where the real power is. You know what I mean? Artists are here today, gone tomorrow so many times when it comes to popularity and when it comes to the money. All that stuff fluctuates, but keep your love with the music itself, because that part of it will never fluctuate or turn on you if you have your love and the music. And that would be my message for younger me.
I think that's a perfect note to end it on.
Beautiful.
Um, I want to thank you guys again for joining and sticking around and going over time and being like, "What you mean? We talking about music?
And
We
we
here? We
vibing.
in
What?
here? We vibing."
Yeah, we got to chop
Um,
this up. We got to get this out.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to have y'all back on because again, didn't ask all my questions. So there's plenty more to unpack there, and you guys
Let's
have
do
very
it.
interesting lives. So there's much more that I could dig deep into, but I feel like for first conversation we've unpacked a lot. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to
Man,
everybody who has jumped on the stream and left comments. People were in and out throughout the entire episode. So it's dope to see so many people come in and out. This will be streaming on all podcast platforms tomorrow. So you can listen to
Hey,
it on your way to work. You can send it to your cousin, your uncle. If you're bored at lunch, whatever, you can check it out
hey,
here. Check out the other episodes. We got episode 1, Oxcord Politics. We have Jonathan Williamson from the Nashville chapter, president. Let me put some respect on his title, president of the NAACP in Nashville on that episode.
oh,
as
Let's
well as
go.
Rod George from the Democratic Party out here in Sanford, Orlando. Episode 2 was all about comedy and music. We got Professor Larry Jenkins. We got John Joe. I am Ashley Autumn. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tap in with us next week, and I will see y'all later. Y'all, please don't exit just yet. We're gonna play my theme music, and then I'm gonna wrap up with y'all behind the scenes, and we're gonna get out of here.
For sure.